The phone buzzed in my palm like a trapped wasp, her name glowing on the screen, Claire. I pressed it to my ear and forced my voice steady. Hey babe, I'm outside the church. Where are you? A beat of silence, long enough for the Sunday morning birds to sound like alarms. Then her whisper, thin as cracked ice. You're outside. I stood on the empty sidewalk in front of St. Mary's, the steeple stabbing a cloudless sky, the parking lot a ghost town except for my pickup. No minivans, no toddlers in patent shoes. No Claire clutching her leather Bible like always. Claire. My pulse thudded in my throat. Talk to me. I'm in the sanctuary, she stammered. Back row. Praying. The lie landed between us like a dropped glass. I could picture her perfectly. Navy dress, hair twisted in that careful knot, the one she wore when she wanted to look untouchable. Except the sanctuary doors were locked. I just rattled them myself. I swallowed the acid rising in my chest. Come out front then. I'll wait by the steps. Another pause. Wind hissed through the maple leaves overhead. Give me 2 minutes, she said, and the call ended. 2 minutes. I counted them on the dashboard clock after I slid back into the truck, engine idling, hands shaking against the wheel. At 1:58, the side door of the parish hall creaked open. Claire stepped into the sunlight alone, clutching her purse like a shield. No Bible. Lipstick smudged. She spotted me and froze mid-step, one heel hovering above the pavement. I killed the engine and climbed out. The slam of the door cracked across the empty lot. Jake, she breathed, eyes wide, pupils blown. What are you doing here? Picking up my wife from church, I said. My voice sounded like it belonged to someone harder. Imagine my surprise. Color drained from her cheeks. She glanced left, right, as if the brick walls might sprout witnesses. I can explain. Start with why the parking lot's empty. I took one step closer. Then maybe move on to why your shoes don't match the dress you wore last night. Her gaze dropped to her feet. Black flats today, yesterday's red heels still by the bedroom door. She opened her mouth, closed it. A sparrow landed on the curb between us, cocked its head, flew off. Jake, please. Not here. I laughed, a sound like gravel. Where then, Claire? The Marriott off Route 9? Room 312. Her knees buckled. She caught herself on the hood of my truck. Fingers splayed over the warm metal. How long have you known? Long enough to memorize the way you say I'm at Bible study while you're actually. My throat closed. I couldn't finish. She straightened, tears already cutting clean lines through her foundation. It was a mistake. A stupid, selfish mistake. I never meant. Never meant for me to find out. Never meant to hurt you. Her voice cracked on my name. You have to believe that. I believed she was scared. I believed she was sorry now. I did not believe the rest. Get in the truck, I said. She obeyed, sliding into the passenger seat like a child caught shoplifting. The cab smelled of her perfume and my rage. I pulled away from the curb, tires spitting gravel. For 3 miles neither of us spoke. The radio stayed off. Even the engine sounded ashamed. At the red light by the gas station she finally whispered. Turn left here. Please. Let me show you something. I almost ignored her. Instead I flicked the blinker. We wound through neighborhoods we'd once dreamed of buying into. Past the playground where we'd pushed our non-existent kids on swings. She directed me to a cul-de-sac I didn't recognize. A tidy brick colonial with blue shutters. A for sale sign staked the lawn like a headstone. Stop, she said. I braked. She stared at the house, eyes glassy. This was supposed to be the surprise. I've been meeting the realtor on Sundays. I wanted to put the offer in on our anniversary. 10% down, everything we saved. The words hit me sideways. I gripped the wheel until my knuckles blanched. You've been lying for 6 weeks about a house? She nodded, tears dripping onto her skirt. I thought if I could pull it off, you'd see I was still trying. Still choosing us. By disappearing every Sunday? By letting me think. My voice shredded. Jesus, Claire. I know. She covered her face. I know how it looks. I stared at the house. Hydrangeas bloomed fat and purple along the walk. A porch swing swayed though no one sat in it. It was perfect. It was a lie wrapped in shutters. Whose lipstick is in your purse? I asked quietly. She went very still. Claire. Slowly she reached inside, pulled out a silver tube. Not her shade. She held it out like evidence. Sarah's. From Bible study. We were laughing, it rolled under the pew. Stop. The word scraped out of me. Just stop. The light turned green behind us, but no one honked. Suburbia held its breath. I want the truth, I said. All of it. And if you lie again, I walk and I don't come back. She closed her fist around the lipstick until the metal dented. There's someone else, she whispered. Was. Once. I ended it weeks ago. The house was supposed to be penance. The confession landed softer than I expected. A pillow over the face. I felt the air leave my lungs anyway. Name, I said. Does it matter? It matters to me. She swallowed. David. From the gym. It was 3 nights. I hated myself every second. 3 nights. I counted them like rosary beads. The Tuesday I worked late. The Thursday I fell asleep on the couch. The Saturday she said she needed air. I opened the door and stepped into the street. The asphalt burned through my soles. Claire scrambled after me. Jake, please. I walked to the for sale sign and yanked it from the ground. The wooden stake came free with a soft suck of earth. I hurled it into the empty yard. It landed among the hydrangeas like a javelin. That's what I think of your penance, I said. She stood trembling in the middle of the cul-de-sac, sundress fluttering around her knees. What happens now? I looked at the house one last time, our almost future, and felt something inside me calcify. Now I go home. You decide if you're coming with me, or if you're calling David to pick you up. I climbed back into the truck. The engine roared to life. In the rear view she was a small, bright figure shrinking between the blue shutters. I didn't wait to see which way she turned. The drive home blurred. I passed the church again. A latecomer family tumbled out of a minivan. Kids chasing each other across the lot. Normal life untouched. I envied them the way drowning men envy air. Inside our house the silence was surgical. Her Bible lay open on the kitchen island to the Song of Solomon, a passage underlined in red. I am my beloved's and my beloved is mine. The irony tasted metallic. I poured a drink I didn't taste, then another. At some point the front door opened. Footsteps, hesitant then quicker. Claire appeared in the doorway, eyes swollen, purse abandoned somewhere outside. I chose you, she said. I set the glass down harder than I meant. Choosing me isn't a single moment, Claire. It's every Sunday for the rest of our lives. She crossed the room, knelt in front of my chair, and laid her head on my knee like a penitent. Then let me start earning it. One truth at a time. I looked down at the part in her hair, the same part I'd kissed 1,000 mornings. My hand hovered, trembling, then settled on her scalp. She shuddered beneath the weight. Outside, the sun dipped behind the maple trees, bleeding gold across the kitchen floor. Neither of us moved to turn on the lights. In the gathering dark we began the long, excruciating work of excavation. Every secret, every shame, every shard of the life we thought we had. It would take years. Some nights I'd leave the bed and sleep in the truck. Some mornings she'd find me on the porch at dawn, staring at nothing. But we kept choosing minute by minute, until the scar tissue grew thick enough to hold. The house on the cul-de-sac sold to another couple. We never drove by again. Instead, we planted hydrangeas in our own yard. Purple, stubborn, blooming even after frost. And every Sunday, rain or shine, we sat in the same pew at St. Mary's. She brought her Bible. I brought my silence. Between us the space was wide enough for grace, narrow enough for truth. Some betrayals end marriages. Ours ended illusions. What rose from the ashes was smaller, uglier, and God help us, real.